My whole life on a sticky note? Yes, I did title this video that, and yes, it's an interesting little story that I wanted to share with you all. So I've had a lot of new relationships in the sense of just new people come into my life lately. And recently, I was meeting with someone who I'm not sure exactly what descriptive word to use. Let's just say, in a way, I revere this person. That's a little intense. I have a lot of respect for this person. And so I was preparing, weirdly, to meet with them. Essentially because I didn't want to spend a long time, as I unfortunately have had up until now the tendency to sometimes do, is that I get caught up in the rhythm of things and I end up telling extensive stories as opposed to just keeping it focused and sort of doing that tell your whole life story thing sometimes. So I thought it was funny because, and that's why I'm making this video, and I just wanted to share it because it made me laugh when I was doing this. In preparing to talk to them, I was thinking about my life and the ups and the downs and just everything that has been my life events up until this very point. Again, highlights, lowlights, all of the lights in my life, the events. And what made me laugh was that I was taking this, number one, super intensely, which if I can invite you to do something, it's just to take your life a tiny bit less seriously because we really are here to play. And the other thing that made me laugh was after, and I'm not joking, like serious deliberation, really like mulling over my life events and being like, what should I talk about? What shouldn't I talk about? Ba-da-da-da-da. Do you know how much space I needed to condense the events of my life? I mean, really, if you pare down the event, this was the hilarious part. Really, if I pared down the important events of my life, they fit on, yes, a 2x2 sticky note, my friends. And I guess what it made me think of, or perhaps to, again, as I'm always inviting you to do different things, to invite you to do, because it took me a very long time to actually take the time to sit down and do what you could call a life review of all the things that have happened in your life. How are you? To really do what some folks would call a fearless moral inventory of not just yourself, where you are in life and whether you are where you want to be and if adjustments need to be made and so on and so forth. This is something which I waited way too long to do in my life, and that's why I wanted to make this video. Because although it was hilarious, honestly, on some level to me, that my literal entire life, like the big events, both good and bad, of my life can fit onto a 2x2, basically, was shocking and comedic. And so I invite you to take an inventory of your own life just as a check-in to see, again, as like, what are they called in games? Checkpoints. To give yourself a checkpoint for no matter what age you are, no matter where you are, no matter what has happened or hasn't happened up until this point in your life, I invite you to just make a timeline of it, or not even a timeline, to just simply jot down the events and to see where you are. And if you need to course correct, I humbly invite you to course correct, because one of the most scary things and also most rewarding things that has been going on in my life lately is this purging, release type thing, and really me allowing myself to be uncomfortable in the release of things, people, habits, all sorts of stuff, to attempt a level of comfort within that comfort, or at least to continue to flow within that discomfort. So I hope that this has given you something to consider about your own life. I hope you do take it on board and indeed take the time, just because it's a very nice milestone or checkpoint to give yourself, to have a point where you say, okay, look, I've gotten 20 years into my life, 25, 30, 40, whatever years into my life. Now I know where I stand. And you have that as a reference point from that point on, and you can adjust accordingly. It does really help with the progress of your life. So I hope this has been of help to you. And if it was, or you know someone who this would be helpful to as well, do share it with them. Subscribe, as it really helps out a small content creator like me, and often people do forget unless we actually remind them to subscribe. And last but not least, if you need any support, reach out to me here at this email address, where I'm happy to connect with you about anything you need. So have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next video. Namaste and much love. Stay healthy. Bye. With I'm thinking how to exactly talk about this. What are they called in games? Checkpoints. Without making this video any longer, again, highlights, lowlights, all of the lights. Love yourself enough to do something crazy like that.